Deck Tech. So, if you haven't seen this channel before, welcome in. We are playing Goblins, and in Standard right now, they gave us Krenko. So I was trying to figure out a way to break Krenko, and we did the Agatha Souls Cauldron Bitter Reunion thing where you could make a billion Krenkos, but there's a lot of removal in Standard right now, and I feel like trying to get an artifact down and get in Krenko under it, and then also have creatures and have those creatures have counters on them. It's a little bit convoluted, and we're a little bit better off just trying to be aggressive. We have 12 good one drops in Standard right now. We have Cacophony Scamp, which is played sometimes in the aggro decks. It deals damage equal to its power when it dies, and when it deals damage to a player, you can sack it. You may proliferate, and then you just get to free trigger its second ability. Fanatical Firebrand is another creature that can deal damage. This snipes Llanowar Elves and Spyglass Sirens. And then Reckless Lackey is our best attacker and our best blocker. We have 8 traditional lords, 12 if we're attacking. Painter Studio is 3 mana, basically impulse draw 2. And then Defaced Gallery is our 2 mana attacking lord. So if they have a lot of removal and we just have a bunch of 1/1 tokens or hasty 1/1 dudes, we can just force them to have to use the removal on our bad creatures. And then after, we force them to run out of removal, then we play some of our more high impact threats. So we play 12 1-drops. Horde Master is a 2 mana lord. Whenever it or another goblin dies, I exile a top card. If it's a goblin creature card, I can play it to the end of my next turn. It references your next turn, so what's important is you always get an extra turn with the card that you exile. You get to a turn even if they do it in your second main, right? It says the next end step, not it says your next turn, not the next step. So it can't even be cheesed like that. So Seer Slicer is a new addition to the deck. 2 mana for a 2/1 raid. At the end step, you make a 1/1. So basically, this is Rabble Master that doesn't force you to attack, and it doesn't get the buff, but it's 2 mana. So that's super, super important. Breaches is one of the flex slots. It's really good if your opponent's just slamming one big guy and trying to block. You can make a dude not block whenever a pirate attacks. So you have Breaches as a pirate, Reckless Lackey's a pirate, and Firebrand's a pirate. So sometimes you have 1, 2, or all 3 of these modes going off in a turn. And it's just a 3 mana 3/3 first strike. Sometimes that's super important. The star of the show, besides Krenko, is Dropkick Bomber. When goblins fly is a legit thing now. Goblins do fly, and they do be killing people. 3 mana 2/3 lord, and you can pay a red to until end of turn another target goblin you can control against flying, and when it deals combat damage, sack it. So that trigger goes on the stack after damage is dealt, so you can just kill them, and then your goblins, who cares if they die? The triggers don't ever resolve because your opponent's just dead. Squee is one of the best curves. We go 2 mana on turn 2 Painter Studio, Defaced Gallery or Horde Master, leading into a Squee. Now we're attacking for 5 on turn 3, and we're leaving a token behind. And then you can also escape it. This is my Flage. They kill all my stuff. My Squees just keep coming back. Flavor Win. Krenko, everybody knows Krenko, but it's 4 mana 3/3. This is Goblin Mitosis. If any of you science teachers out there want to teach people mitosis, use Krenko as an example. This is one goblin that taps to make another goblin, and then taps both of those goblins, both make 2 goblins, and then it taps, and the 4 goblins you have make 4 goblins, so you have 8 goblins, and it's literally just a perfect way to show mitosis. So if you are a science teacher or a teacher in general, and you want to use magic as a resource, Krenko's mitosis. Shout out to a YouTube comment on my channel for telling me that. I didn't make that connection, but that's really cool. Enduring Courage is a way to give your Krenko haste and give all the tokens that you make with Krenko haste and just run people over out of nowhere. So you go super aggressive curve 1, 2, 3, and then on turn 4 you go Enduring Courage, Krenko, and then you can just kill them even if they've wiped your board. The mana base is pretty straightforward. We play black for sideboard cards. 4 Leyline of the Void, a Twisted Fealty, because sometimes this card is just amazing. Being able to steal their biggest dude and just smack them with it. Withering Torment's really good. Being able to hit Authority of the Consoles is very important. We die to Authority of the Consoles more than any other card in Standard. Duress. Duress is Duress. Pyroclasm, we can sweep the tokens in the Convoke deck and any deck that tries to go faster than us. Also, Mono Red has a lot of 2 toughness creatures, and they're not like on their turn using prowess triggers. Torch the Tower is just like the best 1-mana removal spell in Standard, and Lithomantic Barrage kind of scales and hits through Ward, which is two very important things to be doing right now. All right, so let's jump into some games.